Hey, welcome back. It's your old pal Avian and loaded with a middle of the night action figure short session. I think it'll be a short session because I got to be quiet. I don't want to wake anybody up. And I woke up after about 4 hours of sleep, and something was really bothering me about caps back here. All the caps that I was looking at earlier in the previous video. Uh, and that is my two Kitbashed Commander Rogers figures here. Um, Oh, I know. I saw one with the. Oh, yeah, there it is. Okay, so this Commander Rogers figure, and it's this base body here. That came out, I think, 2023. Might have been the Puff Adder wave, Puff Adder Build a Figure wave. I just put a captain head on them to, keep the peg hole pliable, you know. And these guys, these three have been kind of sitting at the back of my shield display, where I don't really even see them much. I did show them the other day, I think, um, when I was showing the three that I had the Chris Evans head on, just to, because the peg hole is smaller, and I just keep them on this body to keep the peg hole wide enough for a comic book style Marvel Legends body when I found one. And the thing that was bothering me, I realize now, what I have reversed is which shield each of these guys has. I originally had this hand painted prototype shield that I did with my comic book Commander Rogers, who was and is basically the stock Commander Rogers figure, except with the head from the 20 years Captain America right here, the unmasked head. They came with that figure right there in the center. Um, but he had that shield. And this is the really good stealth Captain America shield that came with the not all that great stealth Captain America MCU body. It's that super thin, not very articulatable Captain America body that they used over and over again for the MCU caps. And not that this body is hugely articulated, but it's taller and it looks better with my comic Marvel Legends. And this is supposed to be a comic book Commander Rogers. And the head that this body came with originally, these two bodies are the same figure as are these three over here, is the what I've taken to calling the fairly decent face but Hitler hair kind of Steve Rogers head that they used for this body. I mean, the two heads. Can I do this without knocking everybody over? I mean, which do you prefer for Steve Rogers? The one in the center there or the one on the right? To me, the one on the right looks more like the comic book version of Steve Rogers, especially as depicted by artist George Perez in his Avengers work, which is a considerable body of work that I think sculptor Paul Harding was trying to honor. People say that this face is okay, that it's the hair that's wrong, and maybe the hair was made separately, and it does look like the hair might be a separate piece that was glued on. I'm not sure. I can't always tell that. The hairline looks very thin there, like thinner than you usually see with a separately sculpted piece that is then glued on. But maybe the line gets thicker as I turn the head, so maybe that is. I'm not just the president of the hair club for caps. I'm a member. I don't know. Anyway, it doesn't really matter. What matters is that I hate this. I hate the gestalt effect of this head sculpt. It does not look like Steve Rogers to me. It looks like puffy Jesse Plemons when he was on Breaking Bad or in one of his other roles. They called for him to be puffy. I realize he can be rail thin too. He's one of those actors that goes back and forth depending on the part. And again, I'll remind you that you should watch Love and Death with Jesse Plemons and Elizabeth Olsen, who played the Scarlet Witch in the MCU movies. If you like small town murder mysteries in the Twin Peaks style, that show is the showrunner on that show. I think it was 6 or 8 episodes. Was Leslie Winka Glatter, who was a director for Twin Peaks, and probably one of the best directors that wasn't David Lynch. Maybe the best director that wasn't David Lynch. The whole thing kind of feels like Twin Peaks, except it's based on a true story. But it's a pretty horrifying story, and it's really well cast. Jesse Plemons and Elizabeth Olsen. And, oh, God. There was somebody else you'd know in it. Oh, that guy that I really like, Pelfrey. Tom Pelfrey is in it. Who is a really good actor who, you might not know his name, but when you see him, he's kind of a character actor that's come along the last few years. He was in a show called Task with Mark Ruffalo. Really, really good. Didn't really mean to talk about TV shows, though. I want to talk about Captain America and Commander Rogers here. So, yeah, this head is on my, Starsky and Hutch in Heaven duet right now, or duo. Put him back over here with his buddy. Yeah. It's just two Beyonders, one with the Elvis Wolverine head and one with the awful, well, not great Commander Rogers head. And then, so yeah, I think this is the best of the three Chris Evans heads that I have. His face is problematic, obviously, to render down into toy form. You can see a little Chris Evans in all three of these heads. I'm not saying that you can't. But which one do you like the best? Which one looks the most like Chris Evans as he appeared in the Marvel Cinematic Universe? Like, that's the concerned Chris Evans look there in the back on the far left. And then, this is somewhere in between the two, I think. Although he looks more like the guy that plays Jason Morgan on General Hospital. Steve Burton. This one looks like Steve Burton. Maybe he'll be my custom Jason Morgan. I need a muscular figure in a black t-shirt. That's the guy that played the prison, prison assistant in The Last Castle. That was Steve Burton with James Gandolfini and Robert Redford. Do you remember that movie? There was that one guy who did everything evil James Gandolfini told him to do, but he wasn't happy about it, and in the end he did the right thing. That was actor Steve Burton from General Hospital. That's what I see with this head sculpt. I'm going to set him aside. I might have to lean in on the Steve Burton with that. So that leaves us with these two. And, I think this guy is the guy, the one that I gave my prototype shield that I painted to. That used to be a Stan Lee shield. I don't need to tell that story again. This shield is as is from the Marvel Legends MCU Stealth Captain America. And I think both of these look equally good. And I think that they're going to get a pride of place. I don't think they're going to be... Well, this one already did. He's standing with Nick Fury and Dum Dum Dugan in the front of my shield display. Because, of course, Commander Rogers was in charge of S.H.I.E.L.D. for a while. The question is, where is this guy going to go? Because now that I've switched these shields, I'm super effing happy with how this looks. And I look, here's the indicator. If you know me at all, if you learned anything about me from these videos, can you tell? How can you tell that I like them equally now? That it's not, this isn't just a cob job that I don't really care about anymore. It was 12 hours ago. Now it's not. How can you tell? Do you know? That's right, the shoulder harness. I gave him the shoulder harness from my Mjolnir Captain America, who's now way in the back there, the comic-worthy cap. I gave him his shoulder harness back. He feels like he's still as good as new as a figure. I think that head works really well on there. I mean, this could be, a pair of brothers or an uncle and his brother in S.H.I.E.L.D., whatever. But it's two Commander Rogers. One is basically the MCU, and the other is the comic version. Super happy with it. I see we're not going to be... this might not be a short session. Sorry about that. But yeah, when I looked at him with the shield and I saw that he didn't have the straps, I'm like, shit, this is good enough. He's getting the straps back. One of the caps is losing his harness. And this is the kind of thing, by the way, as you may have figured out by now, that makes up an action figure obsession. And what's funny about that is that when I bought all these Commander Rogers figures just for the shoulder harnesses to give them to my good Captain Americas when they were $10 at Ollie's, I really haven't respected them. as I've said in that previous video, basically have just been using the bodies as fodder for my shield display, while at the same time using them to keep the peg holes open on these heads, which are these two heads in the front are MCU figureheads, and therefore their peg holes are a little smaller because the MCU figures are scaled more to 6-inch, whereas the comic Marvel Legends are the heroic 6.5-inch scale, as I've heard it referred to, and it makes sense to me. I understand it. Like Mafex is more true 6-inch. The figures actually average approximately 6 inches. Here I am talking about scale again. It's goddamn 2 o'clock in the morning almost. Yeah. But my point is, and I don't have one, really. I was thinking about trying to get the Blue Marvel jacket on one of these guys, and I may still try that. I don't think it's going to work because the Blue Marvel body is smaller than the this is another figure that I bought a whole bunch of when they were $10 at Ollie's. For the jackets, I had a whole thing where I was going to do Shield Agents with jackets and just put these on some Shield Agents, but then I didn't end up doing that. And this one in the middle with the horrible Jesse Plemons head, that's actually my sort of concept Miracle Man, like a modern Miracle Man. Alan Moore and Alan Davis's, well, I guess... theirs was the best run, right? Alan Moore and Alan Davis on Miracle Man / Marvel Man. But in my head canon, and the fact that it has an M on it and on his belt, I mean, to me, this could just be Miracle Man. And no offense to Blue Marvel. My Blue Marvel is keeping his jacket and his head. He's not going anywhere, even though his head was also designed by sculptor Paul Harding, like that one and like that one back there. But sculptor Paul Harding once told me at a comic book convention that he intended this head sculpt for Blue Marvel to also double as a head sculpt for T'Challa, the Black Panther, which came out around the same time. That one with the gray gloves and boots. That would have been probably 2022 or 2023, if I recall correctly. I got that Black Panther at a Walmart in busy Amsterdam, New York. I remember it well. And that was the first Agent Everett Ross that I found was there, too. And I actually paid full retail for that one. Gotten a whole bunch since then for $10 and then $5 at Ollie's. But I feel less bad about buying figures at Ollie's for deep discount. If I bought the first one for full price, I feel like, I've justified my savings. Yeah, Madonna. Remember that Madonna song, Justify My Savings? So this table's getting busy again with guys in blue and Captain America. Who's gonna lose their jacket? Probably not Miracle Man, because again, the Jesse Plemons head for me doesn't work as Steve Rogers, but it could work as kind of a modern Mike Moran, Miracle Man, Marvel Man. Got a big M, got another big M right there, front and center. Look at my big M, everybody. Yep. I even gave him a stand because Miracle Man is kind of a tall character. Let's see if I can get him on the stand real quick here. Probably not. Come on. It's cold in the toy room tonight. And when it's cold, it's not always as easy to get them on the stands, especially one-handed. Did I do it? No, I didn't do it. Well, it's a nice stand anyway. I think it came with the Kingdom Come Superman that could barely move, but looked like Alex Ross's artwork and was really good. I think that was from DC Direct, like, good God, 20 years ago, 25 years ago. I've always kept this stand because it's like a little pedestal, it's got the striations around it. And, oh, you know what I could just do? Such an idiot. There. Yeah, just ignore the peg holes, but doesn't he look good? He does fit on those peg holes normally. I just can't do it one-handed. So it's kind of like a museum statue kind of thing. So he'll probably keep his jacket. Dirk Anger, director of Hate from Next Wave Agents of Hate. He might lose his jacket to one of these guys if I can get it on there. I think if I hit it with the heat gun, but it's also like a short jacket on him, and I think these guys are a little taller, so it might just look just absolutely ridiculous, and it's probably going to be bursting at the seams. I mean, it already kind of is anyway, but that was the look, I think, that they were going for. I'm going to give that some thought, but I think one of these guys with a jacket would look good. That's the right color, I think. The Blue Marvel jacket, I think, would be the right color, but and that Blue Marvel figure looks good without the jacket on. It doesn't look like it's missing the jacket if you do that. I've done that before. Oh, God, 15 minutes and 24 seconds. My God. Sorry about that, everybody. Yeah, so these guys, still LMDs for now. Life model decoys until I figure out. They're just keeping the peg holes pliable for me over in the corner here. But I might figure out something to do with them. I'm very, very pleased with how my get out of here. He's the goofy LMD. I love that, the goofy captain face. The captain came with a good face and a goofy face, like a stoic face and a goofy face, like maybe he'd had one too many pints down the pub. But yeah, both of these Commander Steve Rogers, they're bad. They're in the rotation. First it was only the one on the right, but when I swapped the shields, to me now they're both pretty much perfection. Agree? Disagree? Do you like them? Do you think they look good? Did I screw up the Commander Rogers figure by taking the puffy Jesse Plemons head off of it? What do you think? What's your thoughts? If you like this video, please do give it a thumbs up. If you hated it, give it a thumbs down. Comment, subscribe, hit the notification bell so you're informed when I do more videos, some of which might not even be about Steve Rogers or Captain America or Spider-Man or Pizza Spider-Man. And do all the things. Share the video with anybody that you think might enjoy it. I mean, it's possible, right? If you stuck around all this time, maybe somebody else would too. And again, I'm not trying to monetize the channel. Don't care about that. But if anybody's enjoying what I'm doing, maybe somebody else would too. So just a thought. Spread the word, or don't. Just watch it. Enjoy it. Don't watch it. Enjoy it even more, perhaps, if you don't watch it. Yeah, I'm snarfly too, because it's the middle of the night and I got allergies and we have a cat, so it's a little snarfly. So for this snarfly edition of Action Figure Obsession, I guess it started off as a short session, but now I feel like it's into a medium session, and I don't have a good clever phrase for those, so here we are. For this Action Figure Obsession, and for Steve Rogers and Bucky Barnes and Sam Wilson and all the guys that have been Captain America. And that girl in the future too. What was her superhero name? It wasn't Captain America. I can't remember. The one in the comics in the 90s. The Spider Girl came from. Yeah, I'm really rambling now. I'm gonna go and I go back to bed. Thank you for joining me for this video. I appreciate you spending some time with me and all my toys. All the guys. Elvis Modoc. Yeah, for Elvis Modoc. Thanks again, and join us again next time on Action Figure Obsession.